everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Tech This Week. Hope all of you are keeping well. My name is Apulak. So today we're diving into a space that we've covered extensively in 2024. Yes, we are going to talk about AI, generative AI, but probably take a deep dive into an area which we have not spoken so much about as yet, which is the hardware or the chip space, a battleground which is shaping the future of artificial intelligence. Right. So if you just take a step back, 2024 was undoubtedly Nvidia's year. I mean, by a large distance. When you think of 2024, uh, calendar year 2024, I think if there's one company which completely dominated the show was Nvidia, right? With its GPUs at the heart of nearly every AI innovation, you know, the company kind of became synonymous with cutting edge AI hardware, right? From commanding more than 75% of the AI chip market to being the go-to choice for industry leaders like OpenAI, say Google, Microsoft, Nvidia kind of cemented itself as the backbone of the AI revolution. I'm sure a lot of you will agree to this. But as the calendar flips to 2025, the question that we ask today is: will this be the year of AI chip landscape shifting to a certain extent? But I mean, till 2024, like I said, it was almost a monopoly for Nvidia. That's the question we are trying to answer today, right? Yes, of course. While Nvidia enjoys its leadership positions, there are others. Like for instance, AMD chips are gaining attention, among cloud service providers at a cost-effective alternative, right? In fact, Intel is reasserting itself with the introduction of Gaudi 2 chips, targeting data centers and enterprises seeking diversified hardware solutions, right? In addition to traditional competition, the rise of what we call as custom silicon is adding fuel to the fire. I'll tell you what I mean. For instance, and many of you would have heard if you follow the tech stories closely, Apple's announcement of its collaboration with Broadcom for AI chips development has sent ripples across industry, right? Apple is now setting its sights on AI, as we all know, through its device ecosystem. The focus appears to be different, and I'll tell you why. Right? I understand this. Apple's partnership with Broadcom seems targeted at on-device AI capabilities, right? Tasks like personalized machines, learning for iPhones, iPad, and Macs. Because Apple, at the end of at the core, is a product-led organization. Unlike Nvidia, which dominates the data center and cloud-based AI portfolio, Apple is carving out a niche in consumer-centric AI experiences, right? So while Apple's foray may not immediately threaten Nvidia's core market, it's part of a larger trend wherein more and more tech giants are seeking ways to reduce the reliance on third-party chip makers. And I'll give you a better example here. If, like I said, if Apple's move is about carving a niche in the consumer space, Google's partnership with Broadcom signals something far more disruptive and much closer to home as far as Nvidia goes. Google has been developing its own TPUs or Tensor Processing Units, as they call it, for years, and these chips are already there to compete with the likes of Nvidia in the enterprise AI application space. The collaboration with Broadcom seems aimed at scaling these TPUs even further, particularly for AI workloads which get integrated to Google's vast cloud infrastructure. As you know, Google, with the other two hyperscalers, which is AWS and Microsoft, are the three big hyperscalers as far as cloud infrastructure goes, right? And this is where the threat to NVIDIA actually becomes tangible. Google's custom silicon isn't just for internal use, mind you. It's a core part of its AI cloud offering. So they're offering this to their end customers. So by investing heavily in TPUs, Google is reducing its dependency on NVIDIA while simultaneously positioning itself as a formidable competitor in the AI cloud space. In fact, for enterprises seeking cost-effective and efficient AI solution, Google's TPU-powered cloud services could become a compelling alternative to NVIDIA GPU-centric ecosystem. In fact, moreover, partnership like Google and Broadcom disrupt the traditional chip supply chain, by fostering alternate ecosystem, like we saw with TPUs. They weaken NVIDIA's grip on the market and pave way for diversified solutions. And see, at the end of the day, more and more competition is always good for the end customer. And that's true regardless of whether it's a B2B setup or a B2C setup or a D2C setup for that matter, right? So, and the question of disruption doesn't end with competition also. It also talks about, like, why don't we get an angle of technology? And I'll tell you what I mean here. See, NVIDIA's dominance relies heavily on its GPUs, right? And they are the dominant player in this space. But what happens if the industry shifts towards something fundamentally different? Take ASICs, for example, right? These are, application specific integrated circuits designed to handle very specific AI tasks with unmatched efficiency. I'll give you an example. For instance, Tesla's in-house Dojo chip, which is optimized for self-driving technology, is a perfect example, of how specialized hardware can bypass the need for uh, NVIDIA chips entirely, right? And then we've been hearing of a concept called quantum computing for a while, a field which obviously is still in its infancy, but has tremendous potential. Imagine a world where quantum processors, solve problems in seconds, which current GPUs are taking much more than that. So if quantum computing becomes viable for AI workloads, NVIDIA or anybody in the space could find itself looking for alternative solutions as well, right? So where does it leave NVIDIA? Will it continue to stay ahead? Obviously, they have the first mover advantage. They have so much skill set, experience, industry backing, lots of money must be backing them. So therefore, despite these challenges, NVIDIA isn't sitting idle also, Its strength lies in its comprehensive ecosystem, which is built over the years, which extends beyond hardware. The CUDA platform has actually become the de facto standard as far as AI development goes. Additionally, as more tech giants invest in custom silicon, the market could see a shift towards specialized AI hardware and not generic hardware tailored to specific use cases. This fragmentation could potentially, uh, you know, pose a significant challenge for the likes of Nvidia, right? All in all, like I said, Nvidia's dream run has been continuing so far, right? And it is not going to get over anytime soon. All we're trying to say is the landscape with time seems to be tilted towards a certain change. Partnerships like Apple Broadcom or Google Broadcom are early signs, of a broader trend towards diversified and specialized AI hardware, right? So while these moves may not dethrone Nvidia immediately, a, a tectonic shift, as they say, right? The key question is not if Nvidia will lose its dominance. For some time, it may not. But the larger question that needs to be answered is how long can it sustain the lead and the significant lead that it has. So the AI hardware war has probably just begun. And as more and more players enter the frame, competition will only intensify, right? NVIDIA has the advantage of scale, ecosystem, and innovation. Uh, but even, as we've seen in the past, even the strongest players must adapt to survive, right? And I just feel we're in the beginning of 2025. The story is far, far from over. The battle for AI chip supremacy has just about started. That's it from my end. Have a great week ahead. Bye.